He'll start the return inside his 5. So Baylor's offense will take the first swing of the game. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
Off the play fake on first down. Got his man down the middle. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. And the Bears in a good spot here with second and short. On the ground, it's House. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Looking to the big tight end. On target to the left. Oh, he's got some space. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. The Bears will line it up on 1st and 10. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Gets it out fast. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Give the defense a lot of credit on that one. A little bit of bend, don't break here in the opening drive of the game. They gave up some yards. They were down inside their own red zone. But on that critical third down, phenomenal effort individually to win his one-on-one, get to the quarterback and bring him down to the ground and really try to take some air out of this offense.
After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So Texas A&M's offense will take the field for the first time. It's not always easy to know what you're going to get when you come into a new situation as a transfer, but one thing, David, that will translate for this guy, when there's a hole, he knows how to hit it.
Yeah, and how nice is it to have a guy, man, you know exactly what he is, who he is. He's been around your program. He knows the lessons you want him to teach. He's the guy you want him to be. And now he gets to step in as a senior with all that experience and lead this squad.
Yeah, and David, he's worked so hard for this moment too, right? This guy put his heart and soul into the offseason workout program knowing this day was inevitably going to come. He's going to have an opportunity in this game to stat it up. He's going to get the ball early. He's going to get it often. A lot of people really excited to see how he plays in this one.
After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Guys, let's take a minute here and talk about Texas A&M. At some point, with all of the transfer portal talk and guys going in and out, you can score one for continuity with this ball club, can't you, David?
That means your system and your culture is working. Because these guys so often are just going for the next opportunity, the next bag of money. Nice job. They kept their guys that they recruited, that they love.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but these players really have bought in to this coaching staff and the message and what they're preaching. They all believe they could do something very special this season.
3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Handoff to the lone back. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Finds his man. It's Denson. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. Texas A&M will line up with a first and goal. Slams ahead. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You hear a lot of coaches talk about bend, don't break, and it's in these areas of the field down in your own goal line defensively where you want to just stiffen up. And they did a really nice job on first down, stopping the run. Here we go on second. There's a good chance the offense tries to run it again.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
He'll just throw it away, and it'll be fourth down. They'll send out the kicker here. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. So it'll stay 3-0 after the missed field goal. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll start this drive going to the air. Flips it out on the screen. Breaks the tackle. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Finds his tight end. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. So they're facing third and short from the 25. Looking to throw. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic, and fortunate to get it back. And the Bears will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Just needs a crack to get a return. Makes a move. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Threads it inside the 10. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
Yeah, and he did a really good job selling this, dropping back to pass, waiting a little bit of time, and giving his running back a chance to run down the field. He runs the wheel route. He's open, throws a strike, gets in for the touchdown.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Leaves it with the back. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Quickly out to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Bears come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Off to a good start here, and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew it was going on.
It's complete. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. They keep count of their number of explosive plays, and that last one has him set up first and 10 at the 19. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Tight end finds a soft spot. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
And that is a huge conversion on third and long for the offense. I think a lot of people thinking, hey, we're just going to try to get a couple yards, help our kicker out here to kick a field goal. But instead, they get a massive play, and now all of a sudden they're thinking touchdown here, first and goal.
Can the defense stop him again on second and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie!
I know we're only in game one, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do, and they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Toss to the left. Creates a little space. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the heat. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. And the Bears line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. They'll run it. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Texas A&M trying to gig him in the red zone. Looking for room. It's Pugh. Noses his way forward. Maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. After run, now throw. Quarterback adapted. He'll get rid of it. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And then one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical. And early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
He can't find enough room. Stopped at the 17, and it brings up a 4th down. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And that will extend their lead even further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Wants to throw on first down. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. They go to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. The Bears with the 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage and getting running backs on the ground.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. They kick it away on 4th down. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your...
Breaks into the open. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. He now has 61 yards rushing already here in the first half. It's a season opener, but he's in midseason form. Catch in the middle, it's Weaver. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Just on the edge of the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. Buying some time. Makes the grab on the left. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down.
I think this defense really needs to start thinking about really fencing this quarterback in. You cannot let him go east or west because he will extend the play with his legs and his speed and then hurt you throwing the football.
He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They want to throw it. Looking to scramble. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on the 1st down. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Hauls it in. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got the quick pass. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. This time he's got his man. He'll go out of bounds at the 18-yard line. And the Bears are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. He wants it all. It's complete. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor!
That is a huge way to end this half. Man, cutting into the lead, gaining the momentum. Nice job finishing the half with some positive vibes going into halftime.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. From inside the 10, here he comes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Here's the pressure. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Finds a man on the left. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. To the air on 1st down. Here's a heat. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. He's got it on the outside. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivals.
We're just about ready to start the second half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Keeping it on the ground to open the second half. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Pugh. Got the 1st down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run. The Aggies come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Pulls it in. It's Weaver. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
All right, this running back's had all kind of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
And the Aggies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Makes the grab. It's Denson. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46.
You know, the beautiful thing about being a quarterback is you can throw a little drag route, and they can take it 60. When you got fast playmakers on the outside that you can get the ball in their hands really quickly, great things can happen.
It's loose. And they were lucky that fumble went out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. The Aggies pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll give it to him again. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Give to the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
He'll pull it on the read. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Wide open downfield. Speeding down the left side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bears! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback, because you had my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Texas Tech is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in Lubbock for a long time. They're up by 31 over the Stallions. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Quick handoff. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. Finds a tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the marker. It's Cherry. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. And the Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try the run. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. After swapping ends of the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking left. Hauls it in. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those.
There he goes. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Aggie.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Going right to work up top. And the defense defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. The Bears now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. It's complete on the right side. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
This is a fun spot to be in defensively. Like, it's late in the football game. You know they're passing the football because you're up a couple of scores. You pin your ears back. You try to get to the quarterback. Play smart. And make sure you rally to the football tackle and don't give up the big plays.
And the Bears can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Plucks it out of the air. Make the stop at the 40, but he's got 15 yards on that one and a first down. The Bears are rolling down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Working well behind the sticks on second down.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rush.
Picked off to stop the threat. Takes it the other way. Stopped right at the 40-yard line, and this defense celebrating the turnover.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
They were able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The Aggies lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. Now he's going to break the pocket. Got a man, it's Weaver. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. A&M comes back out with another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Under fire. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
He's got his man.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football there.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. And on a critical third down here in the fourth quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That guy.
And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game. But
turning it on. He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 8. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. Beck's going for the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Aggies. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's second and long here. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And this is always the time in the game where coaches are absolutely watching. Like, which one of my guys mail it in and quit? And if you're the quarterback, man, you've been sacked a few times. You've turned the football over. Like, continue to play. Find some ways to maybe get a few first downs and make something positive happen.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And they can't make the connection on fourth down, and they'll turn it over. Ready to fire from the pistol. Here's the handoff. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17.
I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that run.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff that teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, Aggies.
It's another good decision by the quarterback. You've got to be impressed here. On that one, he finds his tight end. But all game long, whether it's receivers or running backs or tight ends, wherever the best one-on-one matchup has been, he's been able to take advantage of it, and that's why they've been able to score so many points.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe.
Snags it down the right side. Finds a seam. Touchdown, Baylor! He got a step and just dusted the field.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense. Continue to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. With yet another unranked team taking down a ranked opponent, does a portal help level this out a little bit where it's really difficult to know which team should be ranked in the first place?
I think the portal certainly helps. At the end of the day, though, they just wanted it more today, and that win is going to help recruiting. It's going to help their confidence moving forward. I know this, David, every team on the rest of their schedule, they're now taking account and notice of this team.
And I completely agree. Like, you start to build momentum, and then momentum helps you find more guys in the portal and helps high school recruiting. So big ranked win today. And hey, who knows? Maybe this gets them in the rankings in the near future.
That's going to up the rankings in this one. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, Carter Finley Stadium, and home to the NC State Wolfpack. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. On the move from inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So NC State's offense will have the first crack at it in this one. And when these two guys are in sync the way they were a week ago, just a nightmare. It's a performance they hope they can repeat this week, Jesse.
And I think a big key in that last game is they linked up a couple times early, had some big plays, and then after that, David, it didn't seem like the quarterback was looking anywhere else. They're going to try and establish that connection and that rhythm early in this one.
And defensively, where is the big fella? Like, I got to identify where he is every single snap and give him some extra attention. So if I route him at the line of scrimmage and be physical, have that safety help over the top, I'm not letting him beat me.
Well, he was trying to do it all by himself. At the end of the day, it's a tackle for loss.
I mean, the number of tackles he broke, at some point, somebody's got to get blocked to help the guy out a little bit.
Man, the defense was like a bunch of zombies on that last play. They just would not stop chasing that ball carrier.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And this is every defensive coordinator's dream, right? Watching your defense go out on first down TFL, second down TFL. Now you set up third and long. Everybody knows they're going to throw it, and your pass rushers can pin their ears back. Outstanding job being physical by this defense.
Got his man out of the backfield. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Aggies offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's got it on the move. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. It's first and goal as Texas A&M comes to the line. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
I think what you love about that opening drive for the offense is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Good concentration to get that squibber inside the 15. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. He'll do it himself. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. Give to the back. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. The punt team makes its way onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Ellington. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. With the catch, it's Ellington. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. What a nice job to get through your progressions and find your man open on the drag.
And you can't do that without good protection up front.
A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Catch in the middle, it's Denson. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
And I thought it was a good job by the quarterback really seeing the drag route start to come across the field. He puts the ball pretty much on the money. And you got to make that play. You got to make those catches to get this offense in a rhythm, to stay ahead of schedule. Those are ones he doesn't drop very often.
Texas A&M looking to convert on 4th here. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drilled as he throws, and they stop him on 4th down with the heat. This offense starts deep in a hole. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Quickly completing. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab. Oh, he's got some space. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
And he gets home again, continuing his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the first half. This guy has been on a sack terror.
Wants to fire on second down. Makes the grab. Still on his feet at the 45. They make the stop, but the sweet rolling catch is plenty to give him a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on first down. He's got it. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They're dealing with a second and long. Handoff from the gun. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. NC State has work to do to convert this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to burn this defensive back. It's caught. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. NC State at the line with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Wolfpack! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
This guy's an excellent route runner, and he has really good hands. You've got to. That's now his 3rd receiving touchdown. They've only played 3 games. Nobody can cover this guy up to this point of the season.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Bought a little time, lets it go. Quickly to the tight end. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Offense working from the pistol. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number 1, trying to get pressure on him. Get him to the ground is a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. Quick release by the QB. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. NC State, after that explosive run, might go right back to the... And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in the rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
He'll throw it. A strike downfield. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. The analytics nerds will tell you that a 4-yard pickup on first down is a successful play. Let's see what they have on 1st and 10. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
It's hard for an offense to win when you get in predictable situations. What a great job understanding where the first down marker is. I got to get a big gain, got to get that first down. Nice job, great nose for the first down.
Pressure coming. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking for the end zone. Oh, what a play. It's intercepted. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the tight end. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. To the air on first down. Quarterback now breaking the field. Blasted as he lets it go. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him.
Open field on the right. A huge pickup, knocked out of bounds at the 30, but they are in business. The Aggies, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Might as well give it to him again. They get him before he gets started this time and knock him down in the backfield.
And just a great job on the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
The short hands, it's Weaver. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a third down stop. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie.
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I'll tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. UTSA has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. They're trailing by 14 to Temple. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. To the ground with the back. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Caught behind the line. It's Reese. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He lost it high and deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. He'll take it on the return. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Handoff to the single running back. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Dances away. Lets it fly. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on fourth down. It's third and long from the 45. That's caught. It's Denson. Breaks into the open. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Flips it out in the flat. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. NC State has to come up with a big play here on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And here comes the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Here's a return from midfield. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the tight end. He makes the catch. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. He splits the uprights, and that lead grows even bigger. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun first half. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas in Carter Finley Stadium.
Coming out with it, it's Longo. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the third. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. The give to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
Rush is on him. Has no choice but to throw it away, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better. But to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
And the returner is stopped. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. The give to the tailback. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But
under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. He lets one fly deep. He's got it along the sideline. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Quick completion on the out. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. So now it's 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Fires complete on the crosser. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina State! And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
Almost had the completion. Just missed it.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really... that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the 3rd quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
They're willing to gamble. Let's see if it pays off. 4th and short from the 42. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. That took nerves of steel to convert that 4th down on the road.
Oh, man, the crowd going nuts. A big-time opportunity in the 3rd quarter.
There he goes. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And guys, with the empty backfield on 2nd and short, might they take a shot here? Wants to keep it in the air. Caught close to the marker. It's Denson. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
Slants are very tough to cover, but they become way tougher when you got a big body wide receiver like that. It's almost like basketball where he's boxing you out. He gets inside real quick, uses that big body to shield you off. And even if you're playing man-to-man, you just got to get him on the ground and try to disrupt him some way.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes the pick back to the 32-yard line, and now this offense will be in business.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing.
Trying to take it back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Reese. Oh, and after the big gain, the ball's loose. Bounced right back to them. Ball marked at the 26, it's 1st and 10. From the gun to give, looking for room. They pick up half of it, it'll be 2nd and 5.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down or else they are really in trouble. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. This try will come from the left hash, and he'll try to curl it in from 38. It's good. Easy call for the refs. Down to a one-possession game, 24-17.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. He's got great speed. He's on the loose. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll start this drive with a pass. The short hands, it's Armour.
If you're going to attack and have success against man coverage, then you've got to have great timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Really nice rapport. You could tell these two have been spending a lot of time this offseason throwing to one another.
Gets rid of it. Got him downfield. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Marking out of bounds at the 46. The offense setting up shop at the 46. 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the middle. Makes a connection. Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
Man, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the...
A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
Nice job by the quarterback, finding the big fella in the end zone. He's going to find a hole. He's going to find an opening. That guy's, you got to trust him, and I'm going to throw it up and let him make a play like he did right there.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wideout. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. It's Denson. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down. Handoff to the lone back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. Second and 7. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. Going to swing it on second down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down.
And that's a long way to throw the football. When you throw that comeback, it's all the way out wide. Nice job by the corner seeing it. The receiver looks like he's running a vertical route, but then sets it down. He stays right there.
Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Tune in to the Ocho. 8th play of the drive coming up. Just keep slinging it. Makes the grab. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. And the Aggies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's Denson. And he makes a completion there. Set up and in business at the 20.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block that. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
The give as they work on that clock. Brought down inside the 15. Mark it at the 14-yard line. Now a fourth down decision to be made by this offense. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Field goal is good, and they'll push that lead out a little further.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the fourth quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first
quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. NC State going up tempo.
Man, that is a big negative play for this defense, putting them in reverse, getting the quick.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. He makes the grab. He cannot get there. It'll be fourth down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down. He lost one down the sideline. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. This offense has it with really good field position. Wants to throw on first down. Bringing the heat. Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play. The Aggies have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Got a man. It's Ellington. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Aggies are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They stop him short, and we'll have a big fourth down coming. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. No good. Guys, a double-digit lead is good, but more would have been better.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. To the air on 2nd down. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
And you just got to know the situation of the game, obviously. After that incompletion, now setting up 3rd down, you've still got timeouts. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all out there for you. There's no need to panic because of those timeouts.
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Unloads it left. He's got an open man. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Reese. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. And they got to the line expeditiously. Spiked it and stopped the clock. Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and...
Fires toward the end zone. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. The lone back's got it. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wants to With the catch, it's Weaver. Turning it on. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. With the clock running, this should be the final play. They're still firing away even with this lead. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season.
It's so good because we all love the upsets. And then if you're the team that got that ranked win, Jesse, you start to build your resume, start to build some momentum. So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of college football on alert with that huge win. And for the team losing, they've now got to be able to turn the page. They got to go back, do some soul searching, because they're a much better team than what they showed today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. defensively on their old Kentucky home, and the Big Blue Nation ready to get behind these Wildcats in this one. What we have in store for you today, a clash between a couple of SEC teams that could have season-long ramifications. As we'll see, the Texas A&M Aggies taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Texas A&M set to kick off to christen this game. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Kentucky's offense will be the first to dial up ball plays in this one. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Kentucky sent out the punting unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. So the Texas A&M Aggies offense has its first opportunity of the day. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about...
There he goes! How about this freshman leading him on the chase and making the big play after the catch? This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. They'll throw it from the red zone. Oh, they're after him! Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Handoff to the single back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
But how fast did they get in there and make that tackle for a loss? If you blinked, you missed it. Nice job by the defense getting penetration. Everybody up near the line of scrimmage, shooting the gaps quick, getting in the backfield, getting the guy in there.
I don't know about the play call there, guys. Third down, they're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, seeing if this guy can do something once he has it in his hands, but a better job of pursuit and tackling defensively, now setting up fourth.
It's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Right on the money. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Oh, he's got some space. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. That last play is the kind of thing the offense can really build some momentum on, and now they've got it 1st and 10 outside the 40. And the defense drags him down. And the Wildcats with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw again. Safe completion on the screen. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. First down.
Well, it's a great job by the quarterback there, understanding you're being blitzed. You know you're not going to be able to hold on to it very long, so find the back. Get it into his hands quickly. Let him go pick up the first.
Yeah, when you get penetration by that defense right away, and there's no way to cut at all for that back, he gets destroyed right away. No way that play was going to be successful. Way too much penetration.
Got his man. There we go. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. That's reeled in. It's Weaver. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. The Aggies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll move the wide receiver. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Denson. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Unleashes one. Complete downfield. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
Really good job there on the pitch and catch. You think about Texas A&M and their ability to recruit receivers in recent years. It's been about as good as anybody, I think. You think about names like Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. They're getting guys not just in the state of Texas, but nationally that want to come to College Station and they want to catch passes in this offense. They knows they gives them a chance to play on Sundays, and this guy, I think, is going to be one of those guys that we're seeing playing in the league.
He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Working that left side now. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The Aggies come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Here comes the heat. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, still going. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. And the Aggies had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on 1st down. As they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead in 10-7. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. From the shotgun, the inside give. Crosses to 40. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. So first down here as they go back to work. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Backed up now. Here's second and long. He'll do it himself on the draw. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. And the Wildcats are way behind the sticks on this third and forever. He lobs one high down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Kentucky will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. They'll leave it with him. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. We saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
Fires on the move. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. Whole situation changed after that last big play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. To the air on first down. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Missed opportunity on offense. QB and receiver just not on the same page there.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Caught over the middle. It's Denson. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. Wants to throw on first down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. He's going to take off. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play. The Aggies can really attack on this second and short. Looking to fire. He's got the tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Moving away from pressure. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown. They keep pushing forward down to the 3, but now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Aggie! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And I love finding the big fella down in the red zone. 3rd and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the MAC. Toledo is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Bruce Gradkowski should never be counted out of any game. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UMass. Any big developments here in the MAC, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Here's the Heat. And the Heat gets there. And they get it down at the 14-yard line.
And you're seeing the pass rush on the second play of the drive. They dial it up. Look at the speed and athleticism this defense has as they corral the quarterback for a loss.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He works his way to the 21-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Punt is in the air. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oaks. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. Wants to go up top on first down. Wide open downfield. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Last completion moves the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield on first down. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. A first down run in the red zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Texas A&M 24, Kentucky 7.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Reads it, fires complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Kentucky right back to the line. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Makes the catch. It's Lemon. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Completes it in the middle. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Here comes Kentucky after picking up that first down. Looking to throw again. Makes the catch. And there might have been trouble if they hadn't gotten to him immediately. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Back to pass. Under fire. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lemon. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. New set of downs after the completion. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. He's got his man. Makes the grab. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground covered to pick up the first. They've started a pretty good drive. This will be the 7th play, but they need to convert 3rd and 5. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll try to put up the 3 ball from 43 yards away. And this one is perfect. Now down 2 touchdowns, 24-10.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
Throws for the tight end. Complete to the left. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Dumps it to the back. Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Texas A&M going quickly. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Going for 6. Touchdown, Aggie. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Kentucky, 10.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. They want to run it left here. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lexington, but let's just go with notable. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half.
Texas A&M
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start the third quarter with the run. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There have been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Right on target this time. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Now from inside the red zone. Touchdown, Aggies! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And this connection is on fire to start the season. Not 1, not 2, 3 games in a row he's got a receiving touchdown. They continue to find the playmaker, and I don't think it's going to end after game 3.
Kentucky, 10.
And And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Leaves it with the back. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the grab. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
And I think after that play there, you're seeing how this offense is staying committed to having some balance. They've had so much success early in this game.
Breaks into the open. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the 1st half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the 2nd half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And the Aggies can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one. The Aggies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense.
He's got it. 1st down and more. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Aggies. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And man, that play looked a little bit too easy. 4th down, big situation. You got to get up on these receivers and make it difficult. He gets the football right away, gets all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Clemson is down right now, but I'm not convinced this team doesn't have a C.J. Spiller-like big play in them. Any change in momentum, and this is a brand new game. They're trailing by just 4 to SMU. Any big changes in this ACC clash, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Wildcats with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Off the RPO, complete. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going to try to get it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Really good job by the defense getting to the quarterback and getting him on the ground for no gain. It's tough. Once you get there and get pressure, it's so hard to get these guys on the ground because they're elusive. Really good job wrapping up and getting to the ground.
Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42. The Wildcats are on the move. Looking downfield on 1st down. Hard Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs. Gives it on the option. This time stopped in the backfield and finding the sledding a little tougher than on that last run.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
He fought them off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. And the Wildcats need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on third down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And that is no good. The idea was to draw just a tad closer. Instead, the mountain is still enormous. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. The give to the single back. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the third. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to fire on second down. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through three quarters for these two guys. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Leaves it with the running back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
And the Aggies really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop.
Yeah, and I think on that third down and short call, I honestly think that they thought it was going to be a fourth down situation. Now it's 4th and 2. I think this offense was ready for this opportunity, and I think they're going to go for it right here.
Grab near the marker. It's Weaver.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On 4th down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Motion from the back. The give to the back. Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
The Aggies kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. They want to run this quarterback. And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Holds it in on the left. Hits the afterburners. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
I think it's a good sign for coaches to see that their team is still fighting, and they're getting blown out in this game. Nothing has gone their offense's way. They've been outmatched, but here in the fourth quarter, you like to see guys competing. You like to see guys still trying to fight, because as a coach, you want to know the next time you take the field which guys you can depend on and what you can build off of.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Gonna run it. It's Pugh. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Power football with the run. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Slings it downfield. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but the great field position for the O at the 37. Rides the back on the option, the give. Going the other way, and he's got room. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. And the Wildcats, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They're going to go right back to him on first down. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Pocket breaking down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Finds his big tight end.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. And listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
I know a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the fourth quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. If you want to win this game, you need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
They'll give it to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. That's caught. It's Weaver. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Line is set on 3rd down. Even with this lead, they're going to toss it again. Makes the catch. It's Ellington. And that is how we will wrap this one up. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming
toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to College Station, Texas. Kyle Field, home of the 12th man and the Texas A&M Aggies. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Badgers will... way to start the game. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So Texas A&M's offense has the ball first today. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game was the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. It wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming to this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
Looking to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Working that left side. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
That's caught. It's Denson. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. And the Aggies come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. On target. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, a field goal kicker can step away from the net and go sit down, grab some water. They're not going to need him just quite yet. That was a great play call. Throwing the ball on 3rd and short in field goal range. They get the completion, now setting up 1st and goal.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
back to pass on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches? Who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play of.
Touchdown, Aggie. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
What a nice job by the offense. First drive of the game, they matriculated down the field, put themselves in a goal-to-go situation on third down. It's not going to be easy throwing it, but they win the matchup. Accurate throw, and they get paid.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. The Badgers offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And David, if you like big plays, and I know you do, and highlight real catches, and I know you do, we've got a guy for you on this offense.
Man, it's so fun to watch him, not for defensive coordinators and defensive players, but this is a guy that can make plays all over the field. He will be highlighted, just the speed, the playmaking, the catching ability. Jesse, he will make plays early and often.
Man, it is so nice as a quarterback when you have a guy like that lining up, because you can just throw it anywhere in his vicinity and trust he's going to find a way to get it done and make the catch. Even when he's defended, he is always open, and you're going to see him line.
There he goes. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They go to the ground. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Finds his man. It's Coffee. Corralled and brought down by the defense. The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on third down. Finds his big tight end. Quick step and go. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. The Badgers getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Got his man down the middle. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Badgers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Splits the uprights. Good. That'll bring him to within 4. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll go to the ground. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. It's complete to the left. At the 45 on his way. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. They don't seem interested in inching the ball down the field. That big play sets him up. 1st and 10 from the 36. Got his man. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field, he can see he had him. He completes it for the first down.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Oh, he makes the catch. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
As a head coach, you love to see your quarterback locked in early in games. And in the first drive, leads the offense down to a touchdown, throws a TD pass, and here he is again, making a really good decision and a very accurate throw to pick up that first down.
He's looking to throw. Moving out of the pocket. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone.
And I really like that decision by this quarterback. Listen, you've got a lot of downs here. It's first and goal. You're in scoring position. If you don't feel comfortable, throw that ball away. Live to fight another down.
Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Nice execution by this defense on second and goal. And they try to throw the football. They stay tight on them. If I'm this offense, maybe I run some crossers, a little pick route, try to get my guy open.
Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. Quick strike through the air for the score.
I like this offense. I like watching it, man. They find a way to make plays and spread the football around. But I tell you what, I think this QB has an eye for this guy because that's 3 TDs now in 4 games. He wants to find him to make plays, really starting to trust that receiver out wide.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Texas has a lead right now in Austin, but they've been in a dogfight so far and just haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 7 over Tennessee. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. They've got him pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Back to throw. It's Flanagan. Gets it to him on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass. It just never developed. The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on. He'll off one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Badgers will line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. They've come out red hot already with a 14-3 lead. Looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Knocked down at the 43-yard line, and the interception has him set up in plus territory. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. He'll keep it himself. Got room on the return. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. And the Badgers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. To the air on first down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Nothing too exotic about that blitz right there. That's just the middle linebacker coming right up the middle of the field in the teeth of that offensive lineman. Nobody accounted for him, and he gets home.
Got his man on the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking
A safe call on the wide receiver screen. Touchdown, Wisconsin! He found some open space and turned on the Jets. These two guys, they just shared a glance, and they knew exactly what to do, David.
And how many times do we hear that? The quarterback talk about it after the game and go, hey, I just looked at him. He knew what I saw. I knew what he saw. We're on the same page. We've done this before. That chemistry equals big plays.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Motion from the wideout. Give to the running back. Turning it on. They fire. Play for the first down.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to go up top on first down. Hauls it in. And he picks up enough for the first down. We'll see if they get another snap here in the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. The throw. Touchdown, Aggies! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll try the run. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16.
Yeah, and this has been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we do good, build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Trying play action. Pressure coming. And the defense got him at the 27.
And that's what I like most about this defense. When you try to take shots and make big plays, they get to the quarterback. They get him on the ground. Their 3rd sack of the day. And this is a unit that ranks in the top 10 in sacks in the country.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And his first pass is incomplete. It's tough to come in and fire one early. The Badgers line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt. He gets a block. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Last see if they can do it again. Pulls it in. It's Weaver. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football.
And he can't hold on to the ball at the end of this big game. And the defense got it. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up yardage on the return. What a play there. The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. The RPO, it's complete. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's Flanagan. Plucks it out of the air. Gets away from one, finds room. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And that's a great job by this defense, limiting the yards after catch. We know guys are going to get the football in their hands, and he gets the ball out quick, gets it to them. Nice job running to the football. When you chase the football, man, a lot of good things happen. That ball pops out, you recover it, a forced turnover.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Trying to escape and get it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down. They'll run it from the gun. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Takes the handoff. It's Pugh. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. The give out of the gun. Got enough space. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. This offense has been running wild in the first. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Texas A&M. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
And man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Looking to throw, it's Flanagan. Right down the middle. A strike downfield. Right down the gut of the field. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Badger.
And that touchdown is so big for this offense, right? Because here at the end of the half, you're just trying to find positives you can build upon in the second half. And right when it was looking like this game was starting to get away from them, they're able to execute, score, and that's going to help their confidence.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. Looking to throw on first down. Takes a hit as he fires. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, if nothing else, a notable first half so far in College Station. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line.
And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Pulls and fires complete.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
And the Badgers in a good spot here with second and short. Quarterback on the keeper. Still on his feet at the 45. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back has it. He's stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. On the ground with the counter. That'll be a gain of about 7. Leaves him with 3rd and 3. The Badgers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Back to throw, it's Flanagan. Fires to the middle. It's complete. What a throw. Not a lot of room. He fits it in beautifully, and they've got it at the 30. And the Badgers look to keep this drive humming. To the air on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
The Badgers will snap it on 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. Wrestled down at that 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Here's the handoff. Smashes ahead. Touchdown, Wisconsin! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby! My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to.
And this running running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on second down.
Catch in the middle. It's Denson. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. First down for this offense. They just keep firing. On the run, still looking. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
Ooh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, they make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw online, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that one.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Aggies need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on third down. Finds his tight end. At the 40, there he goes. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. To the ground with the back. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. On the Houdini-like moves, get it to the 22. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Aggies can really attack on this second and short. The run from the shotgun. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. Touchdown, Aggie. And they take it in for 6 more points. If this dude were a kitchen knife, you would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. This drive will open from the 15. Gives it on the option. Ran to that daylight to pick up 6 to the 22. And the Badgers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass, it's Flanagan. Got him downfield. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Pulls it in, it's Smith. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The Badgers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Finds the tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on third down. Little touch pass to the receiver. Oh, he's got some space.
touchdown pass that guy is ever going to throw. The little touch pass, jet sweep. And how about the speed out in the open field? Man, David, quarterbacks love those. Those are stat builders.
And defensively, man, we've got to see that, and we've got to adjust. Safeties have to be able to come down and play that jet sweep. It's frustrating when you see him not adjust. And then, listen, you could see it, the wheels. I mean, that dude had some speed when he got around the corner, and nobody could catch him. But defensively, we've got to see that a second sooner so we can come up and make a play.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man to the left. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. The give to the back. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Denson. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Coaches always tell their quarterbacks, you can't go broke taking a profit. You can't always hit posts and bombs deep down the field. If the coverage takes away throws downfield, just take what's underneath and let your receiver advance the football.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football, so he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Looking to throw for it. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make...
Makes the grab, past the marker. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
That was such a risky call. With the lead late in the game, to go for it on fourth down, that could have been disaster if they don't get it. But with the conversion, now the question, is that enough to ice this thing and win the game?
The give. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. The give to the tailback. Got some room headed to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start. And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the fourth. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Flanagan. Bringing the heat. And the quarterback put up 2 and sacked at the 12. And the Badgers hit it quickly to the line. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Finds his big tight end. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
And this is why coaches get paid the big bucks. Tough decision on your own side of the field. Fourth quarter, I'm trailing. Is it go time now, or do I trust my defense?
Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
After that last completion, it's second down. Looking to fire. Makes the grab on the left. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. The Badgers are moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw it. Unleashes one deep. And it's incomplete as he tried to thread that needle to the back corner of the end zone. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Quickly to the tight end.
Well, this tight end is so athletic that at times they'll line him up in different parts of the field. That time he was in the slot. Nice job running the route, finding the open space in the defense for the completion.
Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Oh, they're after him. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down.
And this QB's really starting to show you something, isn't he? I mean, he's been hit a lot in the pocket, and I just like the toughness. At the end of the run here, he's not sliding because he's been banged up a little bit. Lowering the shoulder, getting the first down, taking some hits, but he's still competing.
And the Badgers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Operating in the red zone here on second down. To the air, it's Flanagan. Here comes the heat. Snagged out of the air. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. On third down, going up top. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And the comeback is on.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the up?
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Indiana is lighting up the scoreboard behind an offense that looks just about as good as we've ever seen in Bloomington.
So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. One-possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're...
Breaks into the open. All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. You open a drive like that and you've got some operating room. It's first down from the 38. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside. Defense.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of pain.
They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. And you want that clock to run. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. At this point, the defense has little choice but to sell out to stop the run on 2nd and 7. They'll leave it with him. Oh, he's got a chance. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. And the Aggies pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Talk about a timely run. Gets the first down. Clock keeps moving as they try to finish the deal.
Really nice job by the running back here in the 4th quarter, picking up that first down. They need him now. They've got the lead, but not by a lot. Late in the game, they need him to play his best football at a moment in the game when everything is on the line.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. And he gets it into the end zone for the touchdown, and it's not just a touchdown. It is a dagger in this game.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game, and guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
And he's going to try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Dropping back, it's Flanagan. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
The offense has got to find something here in the 4th quarter. You can tell, pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot, unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
I think at this time, you just have to throw caution to the wind. You're down by a lot. You're deep in your own end late, so you're just going to be throwing it. The defense knows it. They're pinning their ears back. You're going to have to get rid of it early. Someone is going to have to step up and make a play, and that's going to happen a couple of different times if you're going to win this game.
Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains. And after this play, the cake will be baked. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Here's the pressure. What a nice job by the defense stringing that out and forcing him out of bounds. He got nothing. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the